Hey, hello, 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 hello. Happy New Year and welcome back to Conversation with JR. New Year and new topics. So, today's conversation is not dedicated towards encouraging people to make New Year's resolutions or create a bucket list. I think that in these times that we are living in now, people are just trying to endure and they're very much concerned about this ongoing pandemic. So I don't think too many people are thinking about making, long range plans or anything like that. Not to say that you should not do that, but right now I think people have other concerns. But today's juicy topic on Conversations with JR, I have a question because it's related to relationships, intimate relationships. How important is being upfront about relationship expectations or what you want and desire to have when you first meet someone? And if you think that this person has potential to be your partner, your mate, your life partner, how important is it to be upfront, set the stage, and be upfront about what it is you do and that you do not want in a relationship? Now, the world of dating and relationship is becoming more complex and more complicated because that's the way people are making things. My question is to you, and especially to women. I don't mean to leave my male counterparts out. But when I say especially to women, because when it comes down to relationships and dating, the world seems to have so much advice for us. Um, Set your standards, set boundaries, wait for God to send you the man that's right for you. When you first meet a man, keep it real, keep things real, whatever it is that you're supposed to be keeping real. But and the most important things that some people tell women about these relationship myths are, you should know as a woman when to compromise. Okay, when is it time for you to compromise and not hardball a man? Well, I just want you to know that today's conversation is inspired by an article that I received from one of my followers, one of my sister friends, and she sent me this article that was posted in New York Times. And the title of this article is, let me get the title right now. The title of this article is what what is hard boiling? The newest dating trend for single people. The term hard boiling. I thought this was a very, very interesting article. That's why I wanted to bring it to you today on Conversations with JR. Now, the key term in this article is hard boiling when it comes down to relationships. So let me break it down to you. Hard boiling is when an individual meets someone that they feel that can be a prospective lifelong mate, okay? And what they do when they meet them is that right up front, maybe on the first date, maybe on the second date, they set the standards and they set the stage right up front. Now, sometimes some people accuse women of being overly aggressive, moving too fast when we use this method of hard boiling because we want to set the expectations. We want the person who is sitting in front of us, the man that is sitting in front of us that we are interested in and hope that he is interested in us. What we do is when we're using hard boiling is that we want to set the stage. We want to make sure that the time and energy that we are going to invest in developing this relationship, that the standards that we set forth is it's known right up front. So we've already known about hard boiling. It's just that someone has given it a name. It's called being upfront. Listen, if no one has been paying attention, there has been a shift in the way that a lot of women these days are approaching relationships, okay? And this is something that a lot of men do not want to hear. A lot of women are slowing things down. They don't want the wham bam thank you man and the quick fake romance and getting all carried away with their emotion. Women these days now are setting the stage because they want to establish a foundation of friendship. They want to take their time. They want to establish a foundation of friendship, which eventually they're hoping to lead into a relationship. There's a difference. And eventually into marriage. Now, there's nothing wrong with one of these different stages. It's just that sometimes as women, when we're hardballing and we're using this method of hardballing, men have a tendency to want to move fast, and men have a tendency that they don't want to wait. So we begin to change our mind. So, women, women are also setting the stage when we talk about what we want up front because we're making it clear that we don't want to get caught up in this cycle of dating game drama. We don't want to get caught up in none of these nasty, messy situationships, nor do we want to be caught in an entanglement. All these new ways that people are trying to have a relationship. There are a group of people out there, there are a group of women and men out there who, when they sit down to the table with a person that they want to engage in dating, there are people who actually know what it is that they want. And they are dating with a purpose. They are dating with a purpose. But now, according to this article, there is a new name and it's called hardballing. Well, for the ladies, here is the flip side to hardballing. We've been doing it all the time. Here's the flip side to hardballing, where it gets a little messy for us. But it shouldn't, and it doesn't have to get messy for us. Once we establish that we are interested in this man, maybe you have a first, second, third date. I don't know. Because that's another question. When is it too soon to state what it is that you want and what it is that you are expecting? Because we should state what it is that we're expecting and what it is that we want up front. But the flip side to this is, and when it gets messy for women, is that, especially for women who are insecure about themselves and have that desperation stamped across their forehead, when you're using the method of hardballing and you are stating up front what it is that you will and will not do and how far you will and will not go, if he doesn't call you back or if he stops calling you, guess what? That's okay. How many times do you have to be told that he's not interested in what you want? There's no way of making him interested in that you want. And in some cases, come on, sisters, we already know what he was after. If after you are having this conversation, it's just a conversation, it's nothing for someone to get scared about. It's nothing for a man to, if a woman says that she wants marriage and she wants children, if he doesn't want marriage and he wants children, shake hands, say goodbye, and go to your respective ways. But what happens is, when women find themselves in this situation and they're hardballing men for what it is that they want, this is not a negotiation, okay? What happens is that if they're really interested in this guy, but this guy is not matching the plans that they have for their life or what they desire to see in a mate, they stoop down a little bit. And if he's not calling, you will start calling him and you go back and grab him. Now, you know in the beginning, when you set the stage, that this man did not want what you want. He is not matching up to what you desire. But you get into your head, sisters, oh, he's fine. Oh, he makes six figures. But he might change his mind. Or there is potential there. No, no, you're messing yourself up. And don't blame the man, because let me tell you something about that. Men have no problems with dropping sisters, and you know this. Men have no problems with dropping sisters if they don't meet up to their standards. Men have always used hardballing. It's nothing new. This is not a new trend, but it's just that this generation is using it more and more and more because, again, like I said, they're dating with a purpose. And that's another thing that you should think about when you are out there dating. What is the purpose for you to be out there dating? What is the reason why you are interested in going out there and putting yourself out there? Listen, hardballing simply means that you just stop wasting your time and you be direct and upfront. And I know, come on, I know a lot of men, because when I say I know a lot of men, not to say that I've been around the world and back again, but I've had conversations with men like this, and I put myself out there to to suggest what it is that I want and what it is that I'm looking for. And they simply say that we as women, we are moving too fast. Mm. Women, the line, let's just ride this out and see where it goes, that's tiresome. Another thing, when men say to you, when you're hardballing them, and you're setting the stage for standards and boundaries, and if they say to you, okay, here it is, what is it that you're bringing to the table besides your body, that's an insult. You should not even entertain this man, because that should not even be a question when it comes down to hardballing and expectations. We are talking about this. Listen, let me tell you something. This is what we're talking about when we're talking about hardballing a man and setting expectations. Is he mature? Is he on the same mature level that you are? Okay. Does he know what standards does he have? How is his finances? What does he feel that would make a relationship grow together emotionally, spiritually? What is he talking about when he talks about the next 3 years, children, no children, marriage? This is what we're talking about when we talk about hardball and putting ourselves out there and being very, very direct about what it is that we do and do not want. And for the women out there who are accepting the titles of baby mamas and waiting years and years and years thinking that this man's going to put a ring on your finger, or for the women who are out there living with these men, helping him to pay bills. You have not set the standards. You have not hardballed him. He has hardballed you. So let's flip the script, ladies. Let's flip the script and let's just be really direct about what it is that you want. This article was very refreshing. It's in the New York Post. It was in a December issue. This article was very refreshing to me to read, because I love to think that there is a population of people out there, men and women, but especially women, who are willing to wait, who are willing to weed people out of their lives, and who are willing to wait for someone who you're not going to be 100% compatible, but someone who is on the same level that you are on, and you can come together and build a lifelong solid relationship. This is what hardballing is all about. No one wants to get stuck in these nasty cycles of situationship and entanglement. There's a lot of people out here who are single for a reason, men and women, but especially women. Listen, I'm Conversations with JR. I am no relationship expert, nor am I going to sit here and tell you that I have some secrets to getting Mr. and Mrs. Right, or I know there are all there is to know about relationships, because I don't. I have failed, I have been successful, but one thing that I can tell you that I did not, the majority of the times when I entered into relationships, I did not state my expectations up front. I went along with what he wanted. I went along with the flow to see where it was going to lead me. And it led me nowhere, because I did not set standards, I did not set boundaries, I did not speak up, and I was not direct. And ladies, it is okay for you to disconnect yourself from men who are not walking in the same direction that you are walking, or who are not walking in the same path that you are walking on, whether it be career goals, whether it be education, whether it be finances, whether it's that you want to save for a house, that you want to travel. It is okay for you to disconnect yourself from these men. Bye bye. That's what you say. Don't turn around and go back and get them. Don't put that desperation thing on. Move forward. Know your worth. Self respect. Have pride within yourself. Hold on to your standards. It's okay. to say goodbye to them. And don't say goodbye to them and say, they don't know what they're going to be missing. It's not about that. It is about you standing it firm in your truth to believe that what you deserve, the respect that you deserve from a man, the love and compassion, the camaraderie, the support, the emotional maturity, the finances. Don't accept being around here with all these baby fathers and these men who coming in and out of your life trying to turn you into their side chick. No, hardball them. This is what I say, ladies. Drill them with questions and listen for the answers. Drill them with questions and listen for the answers. Hardball them. Stay on it. Stand firm. Listen to what they are not saying. Most of the times you are listening to what they are saying, but listen to what they are not saying and be clear about what it is that you're hearing. 9 times out of 10, ladies, when we lower our standards, and we already know that, a lot of women know that, and I know this. 9 times out of 10, when we lower our standards, okay, and we go beneath what it is that we feel that we want from a relationship and from a man, this is how we wind up as angry women. Okay, nobody gonna have to label us this. This is how we end up as angry women. This is how we end up with being emotionally broken. And this is how we wind up being exhausted from carrying so much baggage from the dead relationships. So I encourage anyone, man or women today, he or she, them, they, that, whatever pronoun that you're using, I say that you use the hardball method. If you know what it is that you want and you're dating with a purpose and your position is honorable when you meet someone, stop wasting people's time. And stop wasting your time and stop playing these nasty little games and being in these situationships. Okay? State what you want up front. And don't walk away angry. It's just that people have a right to make choices. And the choice may not be what it is that you want. You can't change people. You can't browbeat people. And ladies, don't be giving men ultimatums. It is a done deal. Move on. And that is it for this topic. Thank you for watching Conversations with JR. Join me on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. Until the next time, be upfront, be direct, and yes, it is okay to walk away if your plans do not match the person that you think will be your life partner. I thank you for watching.